Ningandibethi kodwa ke Nomvula Mokonyane made the EFF to look super greedy during the negotiations of the GNU, and with FLOYD SHIVAMBU and Dr. NDLOZI looking like the slithering hissing snakes that Julius Malema has been complaining they are, and it made MK look disorganized and unreasonable. Anyway, guys, before I waste much of your time, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen, is also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of this gorgeous country of ours. And as we are on the last lap of that on the road to 5,000 subscribers, and when we reach there, I'm going to be on camera so that we get to interact face to face. Yabo sijongene ubuso nobuso, amehlo namehlo yaqon. Anyway, guys, so okay, without wasting much of your time, let us watch the clip that I'm about to share. When we're done, I'm going to be sharing the people's views on the matter, because now people are looking at this differently. You know, some are saying, yes, they are snakes. So see, there's a lot that people are saying, but before you say that comes from me, I want to make sure that I share directly from the people's post. But before we do that, let's listen to to Nomvula Mokonyane.
You eventually went into I maintain multi-party coalition, with the Democratic Alliance being a key part of that coalition. Why didn't you go into coalition with the EFF and MK, who would have seemed to be more ideologically aligned with the ANC's mission? Was it true that their negotiating teams made unreasonable demands?
The National Executive Committee of the ANC put together a negotiating team. I happened to be part of that, led by the SG. The mandate was go and talk to everybody, invite everybody. And the first people we interacted with, interestingly, was the EFF.
First?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
The first. And they put demands that just undermine organizational culture. And we then, immediately after the EFF met the DA, they also wanted to put their own conditions, to say, on condition you don't bring so and so and so. We dismissed all of them. We dismissed every party that wanted to put terms of saying, who do you include and who do you exclude? We said, we have a mandate to talk to everyone, to work with the EFF. We were very ready. We were ready to work with MK, just as we were ready to work with Freedom Front Plus. What was unfortunate was the mandating processes of some of the parties. And I think it was unfortunate because part of what we were told was, no, we want to work with you. The SG of MKP came forward telling us, no, the EFF wants to work with you because our intention is to strangle you and kill you and bury you. And, okay, fine, that's fine. We'll see. We'll strangle and kill the other. But on condition you give us the deputy president. If you're not going to remove President Ramaphosa, give us the deputy president. She said, no, that's not how you negotiate. Here are the principles. What are you saying about these principles? They did not. The second, they said, we met the EFF 4 times. And the last time they came, they lectured us, told us how useless we are, how they are mobilizing progressives, and how they are going to have their own candidate with everybody, including the DA, to counter our candidate. The DA will vote with them. And if you know FLOYD, you know FLOYD. And thereafter he stood up and he left. After the lecture and the insults and stuff. We were with the national chair of the NC, if you know the national chair of the NC. But he was so meek that he couldn't believe what was happening to us. The SG was there, and FLOYD was leading the charge with NDLOZI.
Wow.
Yes, and they then left. It was a very painful experience.
So they basically antagonized you.
Yes, they just told us that they are going to show us, they are working with everybody, they would prove to us that they will support any candidate by President Ramaphosa, and they left. MK, for every delegation, we met MK 5 times. We met the EFF 4 times, we met MK 5 times.
Wow.
And part of the discussions in MK were very hollow, discussing the NDR and scrapping the charges against Mr. Zuma. And then the next delegation comes. Do you think you people have the authority to lead this country? All these kind of things. And in that period, secretaries were changed twice. We had one secretary. We had the same officials and the same negotiating team. On the eve of the swearing in, we're still here in Johannesburg. We agreed that let's meet in Cape Town. Are you coming to Cape Town?
Wow, so even up to there?
Yes, on the eve, the last people we spoke to prior to us flying to the Western Cape was MKP. And we say, you can meet with our technical team, Abu Makura and Abu Phoebe. Let's meet in Cape Town. We set up an op center in Cape Town. We called them and nobody had the authority to come and meet with us.
No ways.
At the swearing in. We were there at Cape Salt. We were running the operation there.
Yeah.
That's how tolerant the NC is. And they didn't pitch up. Remember, they didn't even come for the swearing in.
And there's a deadline for the
yes,
swearing in. It had to happen.
And part of the reason why we wanted to discuss with MKP was about KwaZulu-Natal. It was also about KwaZulu-Natal because we had accepted that they had won.
Sure.
Nimvile guys, Nomvula Mokonyane, and then whatever your views are, kindly share them in the comment section. So let me read the people's post and with their views on this matter. And this one said, our black parties failed us. ANC gave them the opportunity to help fix this country and they played politics. We have ministers, chapter 9 institutions, ambassadors and SOE boards of directors. They could be in there bringing change, sending the best amongst themselves. So this one is basically saying they were greedy for going after the highest positions. They could have gone for these positions instead of aiming so high and walking out of the negotiations because they couldn't get what they want. So according to the clip, the Nomvula Mokonyane said the EFF said, we want deputy president if we are not getting rid of President Ramaphosa. Their first demand was that they get rid of President Ramaphosa. If not, they want the deputy president position. Aibo, guys. And this one says, as much as I don't like the ANC, the way they handled the negotiations were ingenious. Sana. Let us read and hear what the other one is saying. This one mentioned Helen Zille. Hey guys, you know the thing upon social media, we reach leaders like we're reaching our friends. Helen Zille, please listen to 9.00 and listen to the reasoning the ANC has that the GNU is not a coalition while you believe it is a grand coalition, Sana. And I went to check Helen Zille's account before I came to record this to see if she has said anything. I didn't say anything, but you know, it is so interesting that with things like Twitter we get to mention the leaders, the political leaders, like we're mentioning our friends. All right, and this one says, this interview and the NDLOZI interview, in my view, solidified that Floyd left the EFF long before the decision. Floyd SHIVAMBU betrayed Julius Malema long before he left him. Floyd and Zuma deserve each other. It's just a shame he actually succeeded in pulling the EFF down. So, okay, guys, those are the views of the people. These are not my views, guys. So whatever your own views are, please share in the comment section. I will read, guys. I will read. Sometimes I don't get the chance to respond or maybe react, but I try by all possible means. If all fails, at least I react to show that I have seen your post that supports the channel, guys. Ndiyabulela kakhulu wethu, guys, but we are still reading. This one said, Floyd sabotaged EFF, and on the other hand, they did well by not working with the MKP, because to this day, there is no clear leadership. This one is saying, to this day, within MKP, there is no clear leadership. And I'm afraid I have to agree with this person. You also heard Nomvula Mokonyane said during the course of the negotiations, the MKP changed the secretaries like 2 times and the ANC still had the same secretary. So you can tell there was no direction. These people went into this in a hurry. They did not get the chance to grow organically. This one says, well played. We can say that Floyd cost the EFF an opportunity to lead, to see of being part of the GNU. And this one says, the MK party's criticism of the government being labeled the Government of National Unity, GNU, is disingenuous, considering they were invited to participate. So, did we not believe before that all these parties were invited to the negotiations before? Because now, after this interview, I see people, the way they comment, it's like now it's a new thing. Wow, Kanti, they were invited. All of them. What did we believe? Can't you share in the comment section? And this one says, so typical of ANC arrogance. Just water everything down, placate the 1% party because then no one can be held to account. Don't take bold decisions to move the country forward. Just maintain the status quo and you think that is something to crow about. Hey, Sana, I don't know, man. I don't know, but okay, guys, we are still reading the comments. So as I was saying, according to what Nomvula Mokonyane was saying, they invited everyone. And I know some of us thought maybe there are certain parties that were jumped, especially when it comes to MK, because many people believed they were jumped because of tensions since the MK comes from ANC the most. This one said FLOYD and Mbuyiseni negotiated in bad faith for the EFF, knowing they had other options on the table. So this is where the betrayal comes in. This is where the confirmation of the snakes according to Julius Malema, the backstabbers came in. So according to this sort of like Nomvula is like confirming that yes indeed they betrayed Julius Malema here. Or anyway, guys, so FLOYD and Dr. NDLOZI were outsmarted by the ANC team. Interesting, and thanks to SZIWE for asking a direct question that Julius Malema was ever there, and the answer is no. Yes, if you watch, for those who are interested wanting to see the whole interview, you can go to SZIWE Welsh podcast. The interview is all of there. This clip is from there. I took it from his X account, so you can go there. He did say Malema was not part of the negotiations, so FLOYD and those were leading this whole thing. This one quite eye-opening, excellent interview and interviewer. It was confusing as well because I was one of the deciding voters that could not get themselves to vote for any other party. This interview strangely gave me hope again for ANC. Banyaza and Matthew Posa. So this one basically enjoying the interview and has hope about the ANC. You see, there are people that are resurrecting the ANC even more. It is the AfriForum together with the DA, because now the DA is sort of has that marriage that they have with AfriForum that is putting a bit of a dent on the brand Democratic Alliance, as well as Elon Musk. Elon Musk is giving votes to everyone, the ANC and the EFF together with Trump. Okay, this one says, the guy, SHIVAMBU, deliberately undermined the EFF's negotiations with the ANC. He sabotaged acting in bad faith to ensure that no agreement was reached between the two parties, knowing very well he already made a decision to join MKP. FLOYD is a sellout of note. You see, what this thing that now Nomvula Mokonyane is saying, it makes even MK members look at FLOYD with, side eye. How much can they trust this person moving forward? What is he capable of against the party should one day MK have tensions within itself that include SHIVAMBU? How much can he do? Can he repeat what he did to the EFF or Julius Malema as the leader? But I would rather say to the EFF. I don't want to make this as an individual thing. So we don't know, man. We don't know. And this one says, what they won't tell, which some of us already know. ANCDA-led coalition was always what business and market demand. EFF and MKP never stood any chance, to be honest. Okay, and this one is not far from the truth, you see, because Helen Zille always said the rand was always on our side. No, whenever the negotiations went south, the rand tumbled. Okay, And this one says, I still cannot believe that Malema got betrayed by two people he entrusted to negotiate with the ANC. He obviously trusted them enough and thought they had the party's best interest at heart. You can never fully trust people. Shame. And again, I'm still saying what Nomvula Mokonyane said today exonerates Julius Malema. In fact, it endorses what he has been saying all the time. And this one says, salute Mama Action Nomvula Mokonyane. You did accurate very well. All right. So Julius Malema has always been saying they betrayed me, they betrayed me, they betrayed me. Even though people were looking at Ndlozi, Ndlozi has got this innocent appeal, like, no, you wouldn't do such things, but these are politics. You may never know what the person is capable of. And this one said, now the puzzle is coming together. So it turns out that FLOYD was leading the negotiations for the EFF with Ndlozi. On the fourth meeting, they sabotaged the negotiations and sweared at the ANC. Malema had a phone call with Ramaphosa, possibly found out the truth of his comrades. We don't know what happened, We don't know how he found out. Because, you see, Julius Malema, he didn't say much, but you could tell that he knows more than we do. As much as many people were coming after him, that, no, you are the bad one. Why must you behave like that? So, but now these two people are not the same. Ndlozi is calm, doesn't want to engage in any back and forth, and FLOYD SHIVAMBU on the other side, Sana. And he continues to say, I remember Malema was accused of negotiating for himself to get deputy president by FLOYD Cabal. Now it turns out FLOYD actually led the negotiations with his friend Ndlozi. Now it brings a question, when did FLOYD tell Ndlozi he was leaving? Was it before the negotiations? Sana. People are scratching their heads, wanting to know more out of this so that they can have answers that they want. But I don't know what you think. For me, I just think that, the transition from what we used to know into the GNU was not easy. It was a new thing. So every political party wanted to get the best out of it and perhaps remove the ANC for good. I think that was the main goal that did not go so well. And he continues to say, the leadership seeing all this unfolding and learning that their trusted comrades are leaving to join MKP, whereas those they trusted with negotiating for the EFF had to be agile in removing all possible infiltrators who have made their mind to leave or sabotage the EFF. True, I agree with this person, because if they knew long time ago that they were going to leave the EFF, now negotiating for the EFF during the GNU negotiations, they had the wrong people. The EFF had the wrong people. And this one says, it's the same person says, this is where the intelligence reports were conducted to remove everyone who was entrusted with a great responsibility, and they failed to deliver what they were mandated in meetings. Everyone claiming that those playing victims of being bullied are innocent. You will be shocked. Yey jonga ungayilindi kudala ndishocked kungoku. And you know what? Even Dr. Ndlozi is super suspicious. At this moment, it's super. And the thing is, I love Dr. Ndlozi, man. He's one of the politicians that I love because of his character, the way he carries himself. But hey, guys, so and this one says, this individual, their heart were made up. There was nothing that could be done to change their minds, to change their hearts. They intentionally didn't present the mandate of the EFF in private, but they negotiated for their own selfish interest. Maybe they hoped MKP was gonna be the preferred choice. Yo. Yeah, so abantu they are trying to find answers out of this. See, I think this interview is going to trend for the longest time. Maybe this week that we are coming, this coming week, and this he says this individual. Oh no, we've already read this one. So okay guys, I don't know, whatever your views are, Bantana Masekaya, kindly share your views in the comment section. So I just wanted to read people's views on the interview that Nomvula Mokonyane had with SHIVAMBU Welsh, so that we put our heads together and ask ourselves, hey, what went on that day? What happened on that day? Guys, I really did. And this one, that was SHIVAMBU Welsh when he posted, said ANC SDG, DSG Nomvula Mokonyane explains how the ANC came out on top of coalition negotiations despite a devastating election result. So if you can watch the entire interview, there's somewhere where Nomvula Mokonyane is saying, they were negotiating with one party at a time. Even the agreements is not one agreement with all the parties involved. Each party has an agreement with the ANC. Each party has an agreement with the ANC separately, all of them. That's how they divided and conquered all the political parties. Enkosini nani for watching. Ndiyanubulela kakhulu, and share your views in the comment section. And the next time you bump into my videos, kindly watch all the ads in full. It really goes a long way.